90s Simpsons is the most quotable TV show of all time. There have been a lot of Simpsons-based video games over the years. Some of them are okay to even pretty good, but then there's also a lot of pretty bad Simpsons-based games, and this is one of the worst, if not the worst. The Simpsons wrestling's absolutely sucks. It is horrible in almost every way. Like, the attacks are just horrible to execute. Not only do they look bad, not only is it hard to hit the enemy, but it's just not satisfying. There's nothing fun about this game. Your enemy just kind of aimlessly runs around the ring and you just swing there. The game can sometimes be so hard, but sometimes just so easy. Like, you can just stand there and just spam the simple square attack over and over until the enemy just loses their entire life bar completely, and you can finally pin them at this point. There are more or less three basic attacks, and these are governed by your stamina. For example, you can't do the circle attacks if your stamina isn't high enough. The only attacks you'll be able to do when you have no stamina are the square attacks. You can also grab enemies with the L1 button and then do another button to either throw them or just punch them, or do some kind of move that's related to the Simpsons character you're using. That's actually one of the good things in this game. Basically, all the main Simpsons characters are in this game as playable characters. Do their own special thing that kind of relates to the kind of character they are. Like, Barney burps and Marge uses like a frying pan. By the way, have you always wanted to watch Marge Simpson murder Lisa Simpson with a frying pan? Well, maybe then for you this game wouldn't be so bad. The control is just absolute. Grab onto enemies, it's hard to hit them, but when you do get into that sweet spot where you're just hitting an enemy over and over, the enemy doesn't really move out of the way. So the game goes from hard just because of how bad its gameplay mechanics are to super easy also because of how bad the gameplay mechanics are. Really, the simplest way to beat this game is to just spam the square button. Just spam the regular attack over and over. You don't need to grab, you don't need to do anything like that. Just spam it over and over as you just briskly walk towards your enemy, and you will beat like 95% of everyone in this game just that way. There's also another kind of stupid command you can do, which is cheap beyond belief. You can like jump on your enemy and then perpetually bounce on their head over and over, basically until your stamina runs out. This move is just so cheap, but it's nowhere near as cheap as your most basic attack. It's basically like the Simpsons version of Rise of the Robots. You take the simplest attack and you just move forward with it, just spamming it. If you just press the button like once or twice every second, the enemy really won't have any time to react. And really, for 2001, not only does the game control horribly, but it's pretty ugly as well for that year. This is just not a good fighting game. This isn't a good wrestling game. It's not a good game in any capacity. I can't even imagine a hardcore Simpsons fan would like this. How do I know that? Well, I'm a hardcore fan of 90s Simpsons, and there's really nothing here that interests me. It's actually kind of insulting that they would make such a subpar game using the license of one of the most beloved TV shows of all time. The Simpsons Wrestling gets an official Stan Birdman rating of a 2 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.